Go on, white people. Get on out of there. What y'all pissed for? You Negroes caused it? What is going on, everybody? I'm Ty Smith. Welcome to my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. I appreciate every last one of you guys viewing this right now. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my content. Make sure you follow me on all these other platforms up here as well, in case this content that you're seeing right now don't make it onto YouTube, because of all the, bull crap. Also, hitting this right here will continuously have my content recommended to you. If you like my content, you like what I put out, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, a thumbs up, so that this video and content like this will constantly be recommended to you, all right? Any products you may or may not see in this video are all products that I use for content creation, what I feed my dog, all that stuff. Folks are interested in it, I'm letting you know, okay? Appreciate it. Y'all, this is some funny stuff right here, man, and it's right. It's absolutely 100% right, and people are getting pissed off about it, and I just love this. Love it, love it, love it, because you white liberals and a lot of you Democratic far left folks, y'all caused this. A lot of you Negroes that fell for the okie doke, y'all caused this. What am I talking about? I'm talking about wealthy white Louisiana residents win the right to split from Baton Rouge and form their own city. Man, let's go, man. That's what I'm talking. Y'all can be pissed all you want to. You caused it. You push for segregation. Oh, let me not get into it. Check this out first.
And thank you for joining us for our second half hour. The Factor Uncensored. The headlines from the national media are eye-grabbing at best. Wealthy white Louisiana residents split from Baton Rouge to form their own city. But is race a real issue at the core of this municipal secession? The 86,000 residents who are forming their own city in St. George, Louisiana, say it's about better schools for their children and better city services. Baton Rouge is more than 50% black, and those who are against a split say the city will be hurt by this action to create a new city, which was approved by the Louisiana State Supreme Court last Friday after a 5-year-long battle. And joining us on The Factor Uncensored tonight, we have with us Eugene Collins, who's the former president of the NAACP in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Eugene, you guys have quite a situation there with St. George, the community now breaking off, becoming its own city after the Louisiana Supreme Court approved it. So what do you think this will do to the city of Baton Rouge?
It's confusing, right? When you look at it just on the surface, there's so many unknowns to the city of Baton Rouge. So already what it has done is severely confuse the residents. And the biggest concern that I've seen so far is about where do people send their kids to school, right? Because you have a ton of folks that live in that area that if a new school district is established over the next 2 years, I mean, you got some legacy things that folks that might have went to some of the inner city Baton schools that now maybe have to go to school in St. George, and those families are up in the air. So what is already caused, in my opinion, is severe confusion. And I think some of the dangers of it futuristically is you continue to further divide an already highly racially charged area. And that just can't be good for the city of Baton Rouge overall and over time. But at the same time, I want to acknowledge that these folks are organized. They went out and got the votes. They raised money to continue their legal battles. And they went through a democratic process to get this city established, for which, I understand democracy, and I understand that's the way that government is supposed to work. But at the same time, it's a dangerous notion, I believe, for the city of Baton Rouge to split at any level with the current environment that we have.
And of course, for those who are wondering, how did we get here? You look at the New York Post, you look at the Daily Mail, and the headlines show mainly white, wealthy community pulls out of Baton Rouge, starting their own city. Would that be accurate? And what is the reasoning behind pulling out of Baton Rouge from your perspective and what you know?
Well, when you look at the basis of what they have publicly said about their argument to separate from the city of Baton Rouge, it's been based around better schools, right? Which in itself on its face doesn't make a ton of sense, right? Because you have some people that have supported this movement that have held a hold seats on our school board, right? And it's supposed to be their job to improve schools. So that notion in itself is kind of contradictory to what we see on his face. Not to mention, when you look at the makeup of the organizers, and you don't have any people of color amongst them, it's hard not to make the assumption that this is something that might be racially driven. But at the same time, I have to be honest and say that the rhetoric, the narrative that they have pushed has been about better schools. But I don't see how separating the school district can create better schools.
But right now, the Supreme Court has only approved the city, creating a city. You're not at a school district yet. And much of this still may be down the road in building the process.
Much of it may be down the road, but there are already House bills that's been put forth to bring about the things that are necessary and needed to ensure that this city gets its own school district. Not to mention that the various things that have been done to improve the district in that region already. This city is paid for, right? Not to mention when you look at how the plan on supporting themselves, it's pulling a lot of the resources and the tax bases from Baton Rouge, stuff that has been used to keep our city stable, right? So
I think Sharon Weston Broom, the mayor there, said the city of Baton Rouge could lose at least $46 million annually as a result of this.
At least, and probably more, right? So when you take all that into account, this is going to hurt the underserved. This is going to be paid for on the backs of poor Black folks, right? Because when you think about Baton Rouge, people always assume that folks that look like me that live in certain communities don't pay taxes. And that's very far from the truth. We are property owners where everything else in our tax dollars go towards making this city a stable place to live. And when you do something like this, you put all of that in jeopardy, right? And it continually affects people that look like me in certain communities. And that's sometimes what folks don't understand, even the folks that look like me, right? Because my kids, they're going to be fine, right? I'm going to be fine. I'm an educated Black man that makes a certain income level, right? But it's the folks that are just on that line, right? That live in certain communities that are just on that line. They're going to feel the brunt of this impact. And largely, man, they don't even understand what's going on because of the information that's rolled out, which is really the rough part.
All right, Eugene Collins, former president of the NAACP in Baton Rouge. We appreciate your time, and thank you for bringing us the latest and the details on this out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Thank you, sir. Now, Andrew Morrell, attorney and spokesman for St. George, says this to Fox: St. George was a lawful election. The Supreme Court upheld the incorporation based on facts, evidence, and testimony. The opposition tries to create a divisive narrative because the facts and law support St. George. Now, this point is very important. Morrell went on to say our area was unincorporated and not part of any city. Baton Rouge never sought to annex our area. We followed the law and created a city where there was none.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Y'all caused this. All of you that was for this policy, all your DEI and white folks are the devil, straight white men are the devil, all white people are racist, white people have inherently DNA in them that is of their ancestral, that would just cause them to have inherited racism. Y'all that believed in all that bullcrap, you guys caused this. And you want to know what? It's going to be so amazing because these white folks that are going and forming their own city, they about to form their own city and kill it. They are about to kill it. And not only that, when I say kill it, they are about to do very, very well. Yes, they are. They got the money. They got the resources. They got the connections. They have the networking. You know what a lot of us don't have? Those things. Show me Well, we had it back in the day whenever we ain't talking about back in the day. We're talking about right now. Right now. Do y'all understand the ramifications of what's about to happen? Some of you in those places like that, Democrat-run cities where, I mean, hey, trust me, this is going to trend. Other people are going to take an idea from this and run with this thing as well. Do you know the ramifications of having wealthy white people in the city leave? They're not going to be paying taxes there. Oh yeah, you don't understand. You don't even, some of y'all don't know nothing about economics. You are not going to be able to understand this. Let me give you an example. If Elon Musk stays in the city, Elon Musk brings money to that city based off the taxes that he pay. Yes, Elon Musk buys food there. He gonna pay. Everybody pay the same sales tax. You know, if you go buy a burger, you buy a burger. Point is, the taxes that Elon Musk have to pay definitely helps the city out. They don't have to pay a number. Do you know what they don't have to probably know, or you hardly no taxes. Do you know what hardly somebody that's a billionaire, what their so-called no taxes is compared to us regular 100,000-aires or whatever? What is it? Man, y'all, I'm telling you right now, I post, you can call it what you want to. Some of y'all call, if y'all wanted segregation, you're getting it. Wealthy white Louisiana residents win the right to split from Baton Rouge and form their own city. And y'all saw right there, this is the accumulation of citizens exercising their constitutional rights. We voted and we won, Andrew Murrow, one of the leaders of the St. George campaign, said in a statement following the victory. Now we begin the process of delivering on our promises of a better city, he added. We welcome both our friends and foes to the table to create St. George. Friends and foe, he said. Although the St. George supporters failed to garner enough votes in 2015, 4 years later, the initiative won the election before it was stalled by a lengthy court battle, the New York Times reported. Sharon Weston Broome, the mayor-president leading the combined Baton Rouge and East Baton Rouge parish governments, had sued the St. George organizers, arguing that the split would siphon more than $48 million of annual tax revenue from the local government. Woo-hoo-hoo. The opposition also argued that St. George would not have the proper budget to operate on its own. You hear that? You hear that? Look, I don't have to give no more reading onto this no more. I don't have to give no more reading to this, but let this serve as a warning. These Democrat-run cities and letting this crime go on, soft on crime, sympathy for the devil. You letting criminals do what they want, and anybody that might end up doing it, protecting themselves and their family, y'all prosecute them. Leave those thugs, those criminals, those hoodlums, leave them where they at. And I ain't just talking about black folk. I know you're like, Ty, I thought you was in medicine. Why would you talk like that? I'm from the hood. I grew up in the hood. I know how to convey a message across to reach the right audience. Would you like me to switch it up and talk more like this, to sound more professional, to say something like, now understand this, my fellow African brothers and sisters. What is going to happen is going to be of such significance that you guys will not be able to foot the bill. The cities are going to fall and be in worse conditions than they currently are right now. Nah, I'm letting you hear it raw, flat out. You are about to get served, and y'all are not going to like it. Some of y'all that push for segregation anyway, we should have our own. We should have our own. White folks, what they doing there in Baton Rouge, okay, there you go. Everybody that's wealthy and white all over the country, if you're wealthy and black too all over the country, we should all do that. We should all just leave. All right, well, I did. I did. I did. I'm not living nowhere near any of it. I'll take my taxes and my money and move somewhere else. If I was staying in central Illinois, like how we lived in Decatur, I wouldn't be living in Decatur. I would be living in Forsyth. Look how much, for you Decatorites, look how much Forsyth has grown. Look where a lot of places have moved their businesses over there. Walmart darn near could have had it over there across that bridge. They were trying to, but they didn't get over there. But look what's moving all out there to Forsyth. The Forsyth is growing. You want to know why? You hoodlums ain't there. And I ain't, like I said, again, before y'all get, you always, I'm not talking about just black people. A hoodlum and a thug has no color that comes with it. Has no prerequisites, but just being evil. Plain and simple. Anyway, good on them. What are you guys' thoughts on this? To those wealthy Louisianans that's there, good on y'all. Congratulations. I can't wait to see how this is going to affect them places like this. You want to be soft on crime? Y'all want to be doing all this stuff, sympathy for the devil and all that? Let them fend for themselves. Let's hear it, folks. Leave it in the comment section after this video. Don't forget, hit that before you get out. And if you have a cell phone that you know that somebody in your contact list would benefit from this channel, please let them know about this channel, folks. Can't wait to see the comments on these. I am Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.